Hi guys, it's SimLicy here, so welcome to another speed build. So today I am building another family home, and this time I am building one here in Brindleton Bay, which is of course the world that we got in the Cats and Dogs expansion pack, which I'm sure most of you guys probably know that. Most of you are probably pretty familiar with this world. I really like this world. It's very cozy and homey, and I like that there's different like areas to it. There's the little neighborhood that's more not suburban necessarily, but it has a little bit of a suburbia feel to it. And then there's the dock area, there's the island, and then there's the more sort of rural seaside area. So I think it's super fun. I have really been thinking recently, this is so off topic from this build, but it's something I've been thinking about a lot recently. I would love to see a French world, and I would love for it to be a mix between city and country. And I don't know if this would ever happen, but maybe if I say it out loud, I can manifest it in some way. Or maybe a sim guru is a fan of my videos and will hear it, and maybe they'll be able to make it happen somehow. But anyways, okay, so my idea is a French world because I would really love to see Parisian like apartments and like a French sort of, or like a Paris city world, but I don't want the whole world to be a city. I just want it to be like a small little section, because I would really love to be able to do like a French countryside sort of area with like chateaus. Like if it could be the size of Windenburg, that would be amazing. But I don't know if we're ever going to get another world that's that big. Anyways, I just had to say that because it's something I've been thinking a lot about recently. But yeah, this build, so I wanted to build something that was cozy and just lived in, and basically just make a nice family home. So it has 3 bedrooms, it has 3 bathrooms. I believe it's been a few days now since I've built this, so if I forget anything, then it's just not super fresh on my mind. I've been working on a CC build that ended up taking a lot longer than I had previously thought it was going to. I added a lot of details, so if you guys are a subscriber of my CC channel, hopefully you're looking forward to that. I think this video will be out before then. They'll probably actually be out about the same time. I'm not exactly sure. They will be up on my Patreon page first, because that is a perk of my second tier if you guys are interested in checking that out. And I'm going to, I believe, start uploading them directly to Patreon. I'm not really sure how that works exactly, because that is kind of a newish feature, but I'll keep you guys posted. But yeah, the other idea I had for this house, aside from just making a cozy family home, is I wanted it to feel fall themed in a way. I mean, it's not like a super heavily fall themed build with like pumpkins everywhere or leaves or even built in the fall season, but I wanted to use more fall colors, so greens, and that's why I chose this green exterior, which I think is a lot of fun. I think it's kind of gives this house a bit of personality, and also has a bit of a unique shape to it too, which I really liked. But I wanted to use greens and browns and just more earthy tones basically with the interior, and I think it just gives it such a cozy feel, and it adds to that fall feel that I was going for as well. But yeah, here I've pretty much completed the shape of the house. I'm just adding the staircase here in just a moment. I wanted to get this sort of figured out before I finished adding the windows and before I did any landscaping. I know I've mentioned this in like a lot of videos, but I think it's always smart to get the floor plan figured out before doing the landscaping, because I've had it happen to me before, and I'm sure some of you guys have had it happen to you as well, where you go and you complete the shell and you do all the landscaping, and then the floor plan is like next to impossible to complete because the shape of the house just doesn't really work with any floor plan that seems natural to you, or the placement of the windows, and then you've already placed all of the plants that look nice with the placement of the windows, so you don't want to have to change everything, and it can be kind of frustrating. So I think that's kind of a big building tip in my mind. But yeah, the floor plan for this one actually came together pretty easily, and I think it makes sense for the house. It feels cozy. There's an office space downstairs, and that's the little pop out that has like all of the windows, which I thought was really nice. There's a dining room space, a living room, a kitchen, there's a bathroom downstairs. I didn't create a laundry space, but you could probably fit one in the downstairs bathroom if you would like to. And here I'm just adding some little planter boxes on the windows, which I think are so cute. I ended up removing one of them because I placed a bench in front of the window. This bench right here was so perfect. It came with the Horse Ranch expansion pack, but I loved the pillows on the bench, and I loved like the rustic wood of the bench too. I ended up actually using quite a few stuff from that pack. I really want to build something else in that world. I built a few different things for like the release of the pack and getting the pack, you know, as part of the EA Creator Network. But I think I built like one thing with it in my game and using all of the packs, but I still think that was part of the release of the pack. Yeah, I don't know. All of my builds with like the past like maybe 6 to 9 months or so have basically just been those, and I haven't spent a lot of time just building and exploring the new stuff in the game and coming up with different you know, ways of using them. They've been like heavily just focused on single packs at a time. But anyways, here I'm moving on to the interior. I really had no idea what I wanted to do with the landscaping with this build, so I decided just to go ahead and start decorating the interior. And I started off by decorating the living room first, and something that I was really excited about doing here in the living room was using these decorative pillows. I am obsessed with them, and I love that they came in this brown color, and then there's like a little bit of like pattern on it, so it kind of gives like a little bit of variation in color, but they're still pretty much just a solid neutral pillow, and they look so good on this base game couch. I love this base game couch. It's the best couch that we have in game. The shape of it is like so realistic. It looks like a real couch, and it looks comfortable, and there's not like crazy colors, but there's only 3 swatches, which is kind of annoying. But thankfully, now that we have these decorative pillows, you can add a little bit more to it, you know, add a little bit more color or texture, make it look a little bit more lived in, and I love that so much. I also used these green curtains. There's a lot of green in this build, so if you're not a fan of green, you may want to change this interior if you decide to download this build. But I love the color green, and I think it makes a home feel so just warm and cozy, but I may have overdone it in this build. I think I actually changed the wallpaper here in a moment, just because I felt like this green was a little bit too green. I think I changed it to another one that's like a lighter green shade. We'll see here in a little bit. But yeah, I thought this chair actually matched really nicely with this couch. It kind of had a similar cream color, but the chair actually came with cats and dogs, not base game. And then over here by the front door, I just added a coat rack, an umbrella rack, and a mirror. And then I also wanted to add a few different decorations on the coffee table and a few sort of like kids things around, but I ended up not really having as much room for that as I had wanted. But I thought this little clutter piece kind of looked like, you know, a toy was left behind on the coffee table, which I really like. But I didn't have room for a toy box, which I wanted to include. I mean, I probably could have sized it down and stuck it somewhere, but I didn't think it would really look the way I wanted to. I felt like it was just going to end up looking like I was forcing it to be in a spot, so I decided just to leave that alone. And then I put a little table over here in the corner with a plant on it. And something that I am still struggling with in this game is artwork. I just don't really like the artwork. I love the CC artwork that I have, and it makes it even harder to use just the regular pack artwork. Like, some of it's really nice, but then the frames don't work with certain builds. Like, there'll be like a solid black frame, and I really don't like the black framed ones that much, just because I don't know, I don't use a lot of black in my interiors unless I'm doing something that's very modern usually. I don't know. I feel like I complain about the artwork all the time, but it is something that I'm not a big fan of. But here I just changed up the wallpaper like I was talking about, so it's still green, but it's just a little bit of a lighter shade. And then over here is going to be the dining room, and the whole dining set is from the Horse Ranch expansion pack. I love this table. I think the pattern on the top of it is so cool, and these chairs are so cozy. I love them. I've mentioned before that I would love to have these chairs in real life. Like, if I ever find them at like a thrift store or somewhere, I'll have to buy them, because I think they're so cool. Or anything like similar to them. I just love how they look like they belong in like a cottage or something. They look just so cozy. But yeah, this dining room is quite small, so there's not like a lot of other furniture in here, but there is decorations up on the wall, which I think kind of fill in the space and make it feel, you know, lived in and decorated and all that kind of stuff. And then over here in the kitchen, I ended up just using these base game counters just because I liked the wood color. I felt like it matched the build, and it wasn't too rustic. Like, I felt like the ones from the Horse Ranch pack were going to look way too rustic, and some of the other ones may have looked either too rustic or too modern, but I felt like these ones were pretty perfect for this build. And then I used the stove and refrigerator from the Country Kitchen kit, and I love that they came in a green color because this build is very heavily green. But yeah, I added some clutter items around. I ended up moving that little dining nook into the center of the room. I was trying to just create like a little breakfast space by the window, but it just felt kind of, I don't know, unnecessary to have it over there, and you couldn't really use all of the chairs properly, so I felt like in the center of the room it made the most sense. And then I just added a dishwasher, and then I'm adding some appliances and different clutter pieces to the counters and more of these green curtains. I feel like some of you guys are gonna feel like I probably overdid it with the green, adding these green curtains, but I don't know, I liked them. I think they're pretty fun, but it's an easy fix if that's the only like thing that you guys think would like tone down the green a little bit. You could add some more like cream colored curtains, I think would probably look nice in here, or some brown ones or something. But yeah, here I'm just adding the clutter like I was talking about. It's not like overly cluttered, but it's enough just to make it feel like, you know, the Sims actually use the kitchen, which I do like. Over here is the downstairs bathroom, so it has a shower and tub combo, a sink, a toilet, you know, those necessary bathroom items. And then over here I was just adding some soap. I love that they added actual slots to a lot of the sinks and stuff, so you can add a toothbrush holder or a soap dispenser, or probably a very small plant or something. It has to have a pretty small footprint, I think, to fit on one of those, but I really like being able to do that. Oh, I did add a laundry space. What was I talking about? Yeah, like I mentioned, it's been a little while, so I forgot a little bit about the build, but I did add a laundry space here, kind of like a mudroom area, and I just added a few decorations up on top of the washer and dryer, and some laundry baskets over here, and then I think that's pretty much it for this area. And then the next room that I decorate is going to be the office space, which I absolutely adore because it has all of those windows. There's just such great lighting in here. Like if you end up having a sim that is more into having like a lot of plants or something, this would be a great like sunroom you could turn it into. You could, you know, put like an entire glass roof on it and a bunch more windows. I think that could be pretty cool, but I thought it'd be a nice room for an office space, and so that's what I end up doing, and just add some like skill building stuff in here. And I also decided not to use those same curtains that I used in the rest of the downstairs. I used these ones instead. I thought they just kind of looked better with the amount of windows in here, but they're still green, so it kind of continues with the theme, but it's a different shade of green. I probably have never used so many different shades of green in one build. I mean, that might not be true, but I feel like it could be. We'll see. But anyways, in here I used this chair, which I really like this chair a lot, and I didn't notice this particular swatch when I've used it previously, and I thought it looked really cute, like just tucked in the corner in here, so you could have a sim in here chatting to somebody who's on the computer. And I don't know, I liked that idea. But I also put a guitar and an art easel, and you could easily swap these out probably for like a microphone, or you know, what other skill building object your sim might be into. But I thought those were pretty good ones to have. And then just a piece of artwork over there on the wall, and then just changing the size of that rug to match the one that I used on the front porch. And then moving on to the second floor, as you can see, there are the 3 bedrooms. There's one for the parents, which has an ensuite, and I did play test this ensuite bathroom, by the way, because I wasn't sure if it was going to be very accessible to the sim, because everything's kind of cramped in there because it's a very small bathroom, but I wanted to make sure that that did work, and it does. And then the other 2 rooms are going to be for children of the house, and one of them is more of like a pinkish sort of red color scheme, and the other one has more like blacks and blues, but you guys will see those here in just a little bit. Here I'm going to decorate the upstairs bathroom, so this would be like the shared bathroom between the children. And it's a pretty good sized bathroom. I like all of the counter space in here, and I really liked the way these lights looked, by the way, on either side of this mirror. I thought it kind of, I don't know, like just looked good together. Let me know if you guys agree. But here I'm just adding some clutter pieces to the bathroom counter. Definitely wanted this to feel lived in. It's a little bit more tidy, I think, than I had originally imagined for like a kid's bathroom. But maybe one of the parents like goes through and makes sure like all of the stuff is all picked up, because I don't know if the kids in this house are responsible enough to make sure everything's all tidied away. Maybe I should have used that other little like storage drawer thing that has, you know, a bit of a messier look to it that has like, I think a comb on the top and maybe some like hair ties or something. I forget exactly, but yeah, that's a pretty cool object. Anyways, here I'm going to decorate the parents' bedroom, continuing with like the color scheme of the rest of the house. And I end up actually changing the color swatch of this bed. I felt like with this green, it wasn't, I don't know, the right green that I wanted it to be, and it just felt like too much green. And so I changed it to just like a patterned swatch of this bed, and it still has some of the greens, but it brings in some more like fall colors basically. And then over here is the dresser, just adding some decorations up on top of it, just trying to make it feel lived in and decorated. I really like when I create these like dormer pop outs in a roof, but whenever I go to decorate them in a room, I always feel a bit awkward adding artwork on both like sides of the walls that are so close together. I always feel like it looks a little bit weird. And so I don't know if adding picture frames on both sides looks weird or not. Maybe it's a bit repetitive, I'm not sure, but I kind of like the way it looked. But it's probably an easy fix if you guys don't agree and you download this build. But yeah, this is the small bathroom that I was talking about. So I really wasn't sure about the sink and the toilet being accessible to the Sims, but it is. I was able to push the toilet just slightly into the wall, and that gave the Sims enough space to get through there. So I was really happy about that because I didn't want to have to change it or not have an ensuite bathroom, because I mean, more bathrooms are always nice to have in the Sims. But yeah, this is the pinkish red room that I was talking about, and I think this room is just so cute. I love this color that we have throughout like a couple of different packs. Like this wallpaper came from Cottage Living, and this bed came from the Horse Ranch pack, and then the curtains I think came with the Growing Together expansion pack. I almost forgot the name of it. There's so many packs now and so many that came out over the past 9 or so months that I haven't really been uploading that much, and yeah, I get confused. I like don't even know what's in my game now. But yeah, oh yeah, and this toy box came in like this similar sort of color. So I was having so much fun with this room. I think this room is so cute, and I love the little dollhouse. It's shaped like a barn. It's just so adorable. And then I thought these little towels looked really cute hung up there. And then I also create a little like homework space. I put a computer desk over here with a little computer, and I also have this open clothes rack, which I thought looked really nice. There is the closet, so that's plenty of storage obviously for your Sims to have their clothes, and then you can interact with it too. So anytime I can include the closets, I really like that because I think the interactions with it are really nice. But yeah, I'm just adding some posters and a bit more personality and toys around and stuff like that. But yeah, I think this room is just so cute, and the shape of it's very different. The other room is pretty similarly shaped. That one was a little bit harder to decorate just because of the placement of the door. You'll notice that I placed, I think, the bed in front of the door to begin with, and I didn't realize it was blocking it, and so I had to sort of like shuffle things around and yeah, start decorating it a bit differently. But yeah, it's still a nice room anyways. But yeah, this is the room that I was just talking about, and I wanted this room to feel a bit more like a teen lives in here, so I tried to give it a bit more of a grungier personality, maybe a bit more of an edgier teen lives in here. I'm not exactly sure. I didn't really think about the Sims that live here a whole lot. As you guys can probably tell, I didn't really like decorate it for specific careers or hobbies necessarily, but yeah, I think it's a fun room anyways. But at this point, I'm not realizing that I'm blocking the door, so I do notice here in a moment, and then I move the bed over here where the desk is, and then I move the desk over here in this little corner, which I think isn't too bad of a configuration for the room, but it's just not exactly what I was going for. But yeah, here I'm just looking for some posters and decorations to put up on the wall. I thought that this poster was perfect for the look that I was going for, and I put some skateboards up over here, which I also thought was really nice. And then the like movie poster that we got from this one, it came with the Get Famous expansion pack. I really like that one. I think it's so fun to put in like teens rooms or kids rooms. Like, it's such a good poster. And I liked this little computer space over here. I was thinking maybe this teenagers like into video games or something like that. I don't know. I feel like they're in like lots of different stuff because there's this music related stuff over here. There's video game related stuff. They have their computer. So they're into lots of different stuff. But yeah, I really like this room. I think this chair also is really cool that I used over here. I think it came with the Growing Together expansion pack, but I love the plaid pattern on it, and I think it's a fun chair to put in kids spaces or teen spaces. But here I'm moving on to the exterior. So in the backyard, I do put a little garden shed, and I put, I think, a swing set and a couple of different activities, and of course some landscaping, and I do an outdoor dining area. I really love this brick flooring, by the way. It looks so good. I'm completely obsessed with it, but I thought it looked really nice. It's like a pathway leading to the garden shed, and then also having right here by the back porch. And then I put some planter boxes around, just a few of them, not too many, but yeah, as far as the landscaping goes, I use a lot of greenery, some flowers here and there, but I use lots of trees and bushes and pretty much all live edit objects plants. I think all live edit objects plants, because they're the best plants in the game. If you guys don't know this already, but that's my opinion, because I think the ones in like the regular buy catalog have more of a cartoonish look to them. I mean, the ones that are live edit objects do as well, but some of them have like better textures on the leaves and better colors and just look a little bit more realistic without being like hyper realistic or alpha looking in a way. So I don't know, let me know if you guys agree, but that's something that I think. Over here is the outdoor dining table, a barbecuer. I also end up placing a little arts and crafts table. And then over here in the garden shed, it's mostly decorative. I mostly put, non-functioning things, but there is a flower arranging table, but you could also put like the woodworking table in here if that's something you wanted your Sims to do. But I just really liked the idea of having a garden shed in here. I didn't really think about the Sims in this build being like super into gardening, but maybe they are a little bit more than I was originally thinking. I just thought a garden shed would kind of fill in this space really nicely, and it's kind of a realistic thing to have. If we had like lawnmowers in the game, this would be a good spot to put it. Yeah, I think even just like a lawnmower decoration would be so fun to have. I would love to have like a garage kit that just came with decorative garage stuff. I would use it all the time. But anyways, here I'm going to finish up the landscaping in the front, adding the same sort of plants and everything that I did in the backyard. But that's pretty much it for the build. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this one, and I hope you guys do enjoy the screenshots. And as always, I really appreciate you guys watching. And yeah, please leave any comments or suggestions you have, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!
Through the arbor, in the garden room, wings are beating, baby, me and you alone. Pencil drawing phases of the moon, all through the stages, both becoming seen into. Slowly we take on phosphorescence, vivid in the bond, phosphorescence. In the heavens, a billion signals move, will we take on? Phosphorescence, vivid in the bond. Phosphorescence.